All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Actually, I should say welcome back to the second channel. If you're not aware, you're watching the More Guy Boston Sports channel right now, not the main channel. And that's because we're doing something a little bit different today. We've gotten so many requests to do videos like this, and I finally caved, I guess. We're going to be doing a parlay of the day here. We'll see if we do it every single day or multiple times a week or whatever the scheduling works out to be. But nonetheless, August 11th, we have an 11-game slate. We're going to throw together aiming for a 3-leg parlay in this video. Now, it's going on the second channel because I want to test it out, get everything right before bringing it over to the main Guy Boston Sports channel. So guys, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down below a parlay that you are rolling with today. And what we're going to do, just to give this, I guess, a little bit of structure, is probably look at a money line, a total, and a player prop, throwing it into a 3-leg parlay, and we'll see what we ultimately come out to get there. So let's dive into our dashboard. That's going to be the main tool that we use. We'll also use Outlier. I'll plug both of those. Guys, GuyBostonSports.com. Head over here, GuyBostonSports.com, members area, MLB dashboard. Use code DASH, D-A-S-H, when signing up. You'll get this for $2.99 for your first month. After that, it's less than $7 a month. So go ahead and check it out. But we're going to kind of go through each of these games and identify some things that we like. Again, we're looking for a money line, a total, or a player prop as of right now. And in this one, I already rolled with the Phillies as my main play today, but that was because they have, plus money behind them. I don't necessarily love the idea of taking a plus money spot here. Maybe Kyle Schwarber to get a hit. We could see he has a nice pitch mix rating at 5.6. That's mostly due to the fact that he hits the fastball really, really well. He's not batting well against lefties, though. So if we check him out in Outlier, that's like the only thing that's really jumping out to me right now in terms of what we might be able to get from this game. So him to get a hit here. Okay, so on the season, he's batting against lefties pretty well. He's 2 of 8 against Andrew Abbott. The fastball, the changeup, so the changeup and the curve being the second 2 pitches. Yeah, I don't know if there's much that we can pull out of this Phillies game here. For, like, if this was 8.5, maybe I'd consider an over, but I think that this game's probably a skip. Maybe Schwarber could be the look. Actually, Brian Hayes here, a 1 out of 10 pitch mix rating against Taijuan Walker. Maybe we take a peek at him. That could be something that we kind of, look at overall. FYI, guys, I should have noted that this is going to be kind of like a behind-the-scenes, digging in, finding the parlay overall, doing the research with you guys, kind of following along. We don't have the parlay yet, obviously, if you couldn't tell. We're digging through each of these games to try and find a piece that kind of goes into it. So just wanted to jump in here and let you guys know if you hadn't picked up on that yet. All right, let's see. Brian Hayes, a guy that we've faded multiple times here. Can we take like an under for him? Can we go under total bases maybe? That might be a good look. He had 2 yesterday. Bats righties well. All right, I think we move on to the next game here. I don't think we have anything in this one. All right, Yankees taking on Minnesota. Realistically, I do think that this could be a Yankee spot. Will Warren on the bump. He's a lot better at home. He's good against righties. There are a decent amount of righties in here. Don't love the idea of Zebby Matthews, but what I will say, and we talked about this in our video earlier, fastballs from Zebby, right? Yankees not hitting it all that well right now. A couple spots that we could look at for player props. Mickey Gasper under. Maybe Austin Wells under. Probably the only 2 things we're looking at there. I don't love the total at 9. Let's take a peek at both Mickey Gasper and Austin Wells. By the way, guys, didn't even mention, if you do want a free trial to Outlier, the tool you're looking at right now, link down in the description. Also in the pinned comment, 7 days free. You'll see as we build these parlays, we're using our dashboard that we built as well as Outlier. You have those 2 in your back pocket, you are cooking with absolute gas. So go ahead and check it out, guys. Again, both links will be down below. But we're looking for Mickey Gasper here under, right? Under, let's see if we can get under 1.5 total bases. We're okay to pay some juice for some of these plays because it is going into a parlay. 121 here against righties now. Will Warren struggles against lefties. And we even see that here, which Mickey Gasper's a switch hitter. He'll be from the left side today, but just 121 against right-handed pitchers. Hits the slider and the fastball well, though. I mean, not so much lately, but those are, yeah, I guess the slider, even the last 30 days, he's hit well. So, all right, another pass in this one. We'll find something, I promise. White Sox taking on the Tigers here. Chris Paddock, I believe, is going to bounce back. Can we fear this lineup that the White Sox are actually hitting with some serious power lately? Potentially, but I don't mind the idea of potentially the White Sox, you know, looking at them, the Tigers looking at them on the money line. I think that their offense is starting to come around. We can even see this if we look at their runs scored over on Outlier, kind of their recent history here. Their offense, let's go to over 3.5, just because that might be what we look at here. 4, 8, 4, 9. They've been looking pretty good, averaging 5 runs per game over the last 10. You look at it from a White Sox perspective, over 3.5 year. They've looked pretty good too, though, but a lot more inconsistent, right? And then when they go up against righties here, they have a little bit more consistency. So I guess the Tigers could be something that we consider here. Where I really do want to kind of dive in is a couple of these player props here. Andy Ibanez, Luis Robert Jr., and then Curtis Mead, all guys that we have in terms of our pitch mix rating that are looking pretty damn good. So let's dive into Outlier and go through each of these guys relatively quickly, but also do our due diligence here. So actually, maybe not Ibanez, because we have an opener for the White Sox and then Tyler Alexander as the primary pitcher. So I don't really want to mess with 2 of those, but we can definitely look at Robert Jr. And I think we're looking for him to get like a hit, right? That would be kind of the idea here. 5.7 on the pitch mix rating. We can also look at Curtis Mead. I'd rather Luis Robert because he looks like he's a little bit better against the fastball, but let's kind of vet this one out. So he's been struggling against righties on the year. Against righties recently, though, absolutely crushing it. So that's very, very good. He's 0 for 6 against Chris Paddock, but the fastball, obviously a good pitch from him. The changeup, good pitch from him. The curve, good pitch from him. The slider, not so much, but he's only going to get that 10% of the time. Okay, for him to get a hit, this could be a spot. So we're going to add him, and we'll keep a little pool right here of things that look okay, right? I'm also going to say screw it and let's add the Tigers, because I do think they have some good value, which could help our parlay. So by the end of this video, we'll kind of weed this down and whittle it down to have 1 money line, 1 total, and 1 player prop. But we also, again, wanted to look into, obviously, Curtis Mead. I don't think that I'm going to like him more than Luis Robert Jr., but, you know, let's see what we got here. So, okay, he's batting well against righties, 0 for 2 against Paddock. Paddock struggles with the right side. Fastball's good. Changeup sees 0. He's going to hit the changeup 25% of the time. He's not hitting the changeup all that well. The curve, not either. So, yeah, that's probably a decent look there for Luis Robert Jr. Let's stick with that one. So, I'm pretty big on the Royals today in my regular video. Do I love the idea of them in a parlay, though? I would say yes and no. I think that Bailey Falter could pitch pretty well against a Washington team that struggles against lefties. Not many guys have good pitch mixes here, right? The problem is we don't know exactly what we're going to be getting out of Cade Cavalli, right? Or Savali. What I would consider and look at here, and again, I'm trying to not be biased because I already do like the Royals today, is maybe a team total over for them, right? If we check the weather, we can just look at it real quick right here. Little bit of rain, but 5-mile-an-hour winds. If we use Ballpark Pal, you can see 5.16 runs projected for them at Kauffman Stadium today. Looks like we do have wind blowing out to the outfield. This is a ballpark that doesn't necessarily give up all the home runs, but if you can get the ball in play, you can definitely get some extra base hits and whatnot. So what I want to do is take a peek at their team total and see if we can get like over 3.5. So them, we shouldn't have added that. We wanted to look at it, right? So here we go. At home this year, let's go to all on the season, 44%. We know this Royals team just kind of got along though, right? At home, it doesn't look all that great, but when you last 10, this team has been looking pretty damn good at home. And when we look at them on the against righties, gets a little bit better. Righties at home gets a little bit better. And then how about the last 5 against righties at home? Or last 4, I should say. 5, 4, 7, and 9. This could be a decent spot, but again, it's kind of a question mark because of the new pitcher on the mound that only has 1 start under his belt. So Royals team total over, I think we can add this as a potential. I think we'll do that. We'll add this as a potential, but that might be kind of where we stop it, right? So let's load this up to make sure we got the, I want to get these in there too. So we don't have Curtis Mead. We'll take him out because I have 2 tabs open right now. I don't want it to kind of mess up what we have here. So that has the 2. Here we go. Let's check. Boom. All right. All 3 are in there now. So I guess technically speaking, if we stopped it here, we have what we want, right? Money line, a player prop, and a total. I don't think that we feel as comfortable as we should, but it is what it is right now. Because this would be a same game parlay or same game parlay X, it doesn't show the odds. But what's really cool about Outlier is if we have 3 plays from 3 different games, you'd see the odds per all of the sports books here, which would be pretty damn cool. So I think we'll probably get to that point, but just wanted to kind of say that, yeah, we do have 3 contenders right now, all in the buckets that we need. Milwaukee should beat Pittsburgh, right? But Milwaukee has been absolutely tearing it up, and it's like at some point you think that they have an L coming their way, right? They have the starting pitching advantage, I would say, here today with Quintana. You could definitely make an argument for Heaney. I would say that the pitching advantage is most likely their smallest advantage, but Milwaukee obviously batting really, really well. They have the bullpen advantage, I'd say, as well. And then even when we look at some of these pitch mix, like there's no one that really, other than Danny Jansen, who just stinks, should struggle against. So let's take a peek at Andrew Vaughn. I did like him in today's video. We'll take a peek at him as well as Spencer Horwitz. I think those are a couple names that we can look at. Both those guys, decent pitch mix rating, more so Vaughn. But yeah, this could definitely be another contender for a team total over or some of these player props. So let's take a peek at Andrew Vaughn first, because I do think that, if we like him more than, Luis Robert Jr. to get a hit, I would not be opposed to that. Right now, his normal line is 1.5. We'd need to go 1 here, and it checks out, right? 274 against lefties. Yes, Andrew Heaney's a little bit better, I guess, against righties, but overall, fastball, he hits well. Changeup, he hits well. The slider, he hits well. Sinker, not so much. Curveball, he hits well. So we have a really good mix here, and I think the Brewers can put up a decent stat number. Let's see what Ballpark Pal has them scoring today. 5.12. So I think Andrew Vaughn is worth adding here. Let's take a peek at their team total, though, to make sure that we feel kind of comfortable of Andrew Vaughn over that. Because, again, we don't really, if we need to put both of them in there, we could, but I'd rather do 3 different games here for the money line total and player prop. So over 3.5 is really juiced. Obviously, they've been absolutely crushing it. I think we're going to leave Andrew Vaughn in there, and I do think I like him more than Luis Robert Jr., so we're going to kick out Luis Robert Jr., and even if we stopped right now, you could see plus 237 looks like the best odds right now over on DK being offered for this parlay. So yeah, don't necessarily mind what we have right now, but let's keep cooking. We did want to take a peek at, obviously, who did we say? Spencer Horwitz, right? So we could take a peek at him. It's going to be pretty tough to beat Andrew Vaughn and what we like out of him today, though. Maybe we throw both those guys in there. Again, we kind of made up the rule that it's going to be 1 player prop, 1 money line, 1 total. So he's been crushing it. Not much against lefties, though. And Quintana has been good against lefty bats. Yeah, no, Horwitz is not the play here. Let's move on. Maybe, just maybe, we have I hate to say this, a layup for the money line. We have the Rockies in St. Louis. St. Louis, obviously, not exactly batting against righties all that well, but it's still the Rockies. That could be something we consider, but man, oh man, Miles Michaelis, yes, he's good at home. Yes, he doesn't walk guys, but it's not like this is a Colorado team that, is good whatsoever. They should have the bullpen advantage. The bats are what really concern me. They do. Like, look at this team against righties. They've actually looked pretty good. They've been playing okay. And we're getting a lot of fastballs from Dollander, who's just coming back from injury. St. Louis not hitting the fastball all that well. So, yeah, maybe this looks like it should be a layup, right? Because it's the minus 201, the big price tag. In fact, updated odds here. Minus 210, pretty similar. I don't think that we can necessarily get there, and I don't think that there's much that's really jumping out to me in terms of what we have here from a, player prop perspective. Yes, maybe you could say Bernabell looking okay, but the slider, the sinker, which we will see out of Michaelis, does worry me. So you know what? Let's not spend any more time on this one. I don't think there's the best value in this. Few things we can definitely look at in this one. We have Texas and Arizona. Corbin Carroll and Ketel Marte. I like them. Kind of sucks that they're going up against Evaldi. That stinks, obviously, because Evaldi, even if they have good pitch mix ratings, Evaldi is filthy, right? We could also take a peek at Kyle Higashioka here, down here. So 3 player props to start with. I also don't mind an under. Maybe if we can look at this like under, say, maybe we can take an alternate under first 5. That, let's start there. Let's go player props afterwards. Can we get a pretty juicy under first 5 in this one? That could be a nice total spot, right? Because we have, I didn't even mention it, Ryan Nelson on the other side, who's been pretty damn good. So if we go under 6, that means we could have a 3-3 game and this would push. It's hella juiced. But Nelson on the road this year, no, wow, he hasn't even been all that great to that number. But we know Evaldi's probably been absolutely nails to this, right? Every start so far has either pushed or gone under. Let's toss that in as a total. That's something to start with just as of right now. Overall, I would say that one, right? Yeah, I think that that's fine and fair. What else do we have in here? Because I want to make sure we're getting everything. Again, the 2 tabs are going to kind of screw me up here. 4, we want to make sure these match. And 4, okay. Let's take a peek at Corbin Carroll and Ketel Marte. I hate the idea of, them against Eovaldi. But if we're just looking for a hit, I mean, these guys have been crushing it. 1 for 5, that's not terrible. 251 against righties. Eovaldi's a little bit worse against lefties. That's great. The splitter hits well, the fastball, the curve, the cutter, those are very, very good. Very, very good. Let's look at the heat map. Let's go to here. Another great thing about Outlier. Splitter, okay. Honestly, these are kind of tracking. We don't like it more than Andrew Vaughn, though, I don't think. Yeah, okay. We don't like it more than Andrew Vaughn. I like this total more than the Royals. We can kick the Royals out. Let's make sure to do that. Yeah. And this is now available where? Oh, that MGM line is going to screw us up, isn't it? All right, let's do this. Let's get rid of that first 5 on that one and maybe look at under 5.5. Maybe DK will have that. First 5 under 5.5. Where we want him, I guess. Okay, let's see. Does this do anything else for us? FD is the only one that has that now and really juiced. I think that first 5 is going to kind of screw with us. Maybe we go under in just like an alternate total. That could also work, right? I feel like we're bouncing around right now, but I think we're circling an under that we like here. I do. So if we go under, say, 10.5, is that crazy? It's available on multiple books. Yes, yes. Not exactly. Okay, we're going to go 9.5. I hope we're not like pigeonholing ourselves into something, right? I just want better odds. Plus 200, there we go. This is kind of more aligned with what I was looking for. That might be the total. Again, we're still going to go through the other games. But anyways, we wanted to look at Marte and Corbin Carroll checks out. I don't think we like him more than Vaughn, though. Let's look at Marte, and then we can also get to Higashioka there. No, maybe we need to run the lineups again because I don't know if he's fully in. So let's do that real quick. So he is, but we just don't have lines for him. He's projected in the lineup. So let's just focus on Marte for now. Again, we'd be looking for him to get a hit. Really good against righties. Eovaldi, again, not that great against lefties. Splitter, not so much. Fastball. For the sake of, we have Andrew Vaughn going up against Heaney, and these two guys going up against Eovaldi, I think we're going to stick with Vaughn here. So we might be looking at 2 plays. This alternate under and Andrew Vaughn in hits. We might just be searching for a money line kind of fill in here. That might kind of be what we're looking at. So, yeah, I don't mind the 3 that we have as of right now. Let's keep going here. We're looking at Boston and Houston next, which this could be a money line contender. The only reason I'm probably telling you that it's not right now is because Houston just got swept by Boston, a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago or so. They're probably going to come out fired up. But Christian Javier is making his season debut, going up against Garrett Crochet. This should be a spot in which we can consider the Red Sox. I'm just not necessarily all over it. And honestly, even though we have Pena, Altuve, Correa, a lot of these guys that look good from a pitch mix rating, it's because they hit the cutter well. And Garrett Crochet's cutter is filthy, right? It's kind of like the sweeper as well. So I don't think that there's much that we like in this one, other than a potential look at like a Red Sox team total over. I could definitely see that being a potential look. So let's take a peek at that. And if that doesn't really check out, then we don't necessarily need to force anything in this game. But let's see what the run index is here. -8, okay. That's not all that great. Roof closed, so we don't have weather. Maybe it's not even worth thinking about their team total over. But let's do it just for shits and giggles here. Over 3.5. This team's pretty good against righties. Good on the road against righties. Top of the order's real good against righties. This is tough. Could we go over? No, 2.5 would be too crazy because we're already flirting with a -275 there. We don't want to make these odds even worse. Yeah, I think that this Red Sox game, though I do think that honestly 3.5 might be a decent look, don't think that we're going to fit it in. I might consider that as an added play for our regular video, though, because we don't know what we're getting out of Javier, but this is a pretty good bullpen, but a lot of guys have pitched lately. They'll probably be available other than, King, but still, maybe that's actually worth considering for an actual play. And by the way, guys, when you see like blank stuff in the dashboard, it could be one of two things. This is an import that's currently running or is late to the job, so that will load, soon enough. And then this is Christian Javier, who has no season data. That's why that also will look like that, We'll see some blanks. It means that Chas McCormick hasn't seen enough of those pitches to qualify in the last 30 days. So it doesn't mean the dashboard's broken. It just means that that part of the dashboard doesn't have significant data to actually fire. Dodgers taking on the Angels actually could be something that we consider. We have Yamamoto on the mound. I'd consider that a strong pitching advantage over Soriano, who just got shelled in his last start. He also throws a sinker. We know that, right? Look at that. Dodgers really, really good against the sinker. This added into the parlay. We have it right here at -1. That's probably the move because it keeps it right around that plus 206, and it's, I would say, better than the Tigers. If we did just want to go Dodgers money line, we're looking at plus 185. So, I mean, just for the sake of having a little bit more, we're paying 20 cents, I would say. We're paying 30 cents for that money line, to be able to get that -1 down to that alternate run line. And what does that do? It gets us in the parlay, right? -1, it gets us 20 cents. Yeah, I don't mind that. Let's leave that in for now. Also throw in the fact that Angels swept the Dodgers last time out. We got a little bit of a revenge factor, right? Shohei has a great pitch mix rating too here. That's because he crushes the sinker. And also, I guess, we do have some knuckle curve action that he hits well as well. So, hey, maybe that's worth it, right? Let's go. We have a couple more games here. I'm not sure if we're going to beat the Dodgers money line, though. This one's really, really tough. I mean, Xander Bogaerts has a good pitch mix rating, but the thing with Vaughn is that I like him against Andrew Heaney, right? I mean, we look at Bogaerts. Okay, well, he's going up against Logan Webb, a very good pitcher. We look at Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll. They're going up against Nate Eovaldi. Makes it tough, right? No real player props I like here on the San Francisco side of things. The money line's tough. I mean, I took the Padres today because you're getting some good value on them, but is that a parlay piece? I don't think so. So, yeah, we're probably going to stick with... I don't think that trumps the Dodgers. I don't think there's a total in this one that I like more than what we have in this alternate line. So, let's keep the train moving here. Last game, Tampa Bay Athletics. That could be... no, but this would worry me. I was going to say, this could be a nice little spot because you could still get the Athletics like -110, which would be way better than the -1 for the -150 that we have for the Dodgers, right? This is tough, though. That bullpen's real tough. And I don't know if Jeffrey Springs is dominant enough, especially struggling against righties. There's a ton of righties in the lineup, including 2 switch hitters. I don't think he's dominant enough to take a first 5. So, yeah, I'm kind of thinking that this for plus 206 over on DK is going to be the parlay for today, which I definitely don't really mind. You know what I mean? Andrew Vaughn to record a hit. The dude's been on fire. Diamondbacks, Rangers, we have Eovaldi and Ryan Nelson. That's an alternate total. And then we have the Angels and the Dodgers. We like the Dodgers to win, -1 right here. Seems like it's a decent spot to look, right? So final parlay here. Looks like it's going to be those 3 for plus 206 odds over on DK. Looking at this right now, guys, I want you to list your favorite play that we have in here and your least favorite. What do you think sells this slip? But ultimately, this is pretty fun doing this video. Let me know in the comments if you like the format. Again, we're not going to cut much. It's not going to be too edited. We went through and found a parlay in, just about a half hour and recorded it all. So yeah, let me know if you guys like it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Catch you guys in the next one, right? Peace out.